I couldn't tear my eyes away from my phone, my heart pounding as I watched my mother, Eleanor, perched at our old oak dining table, a glass of red wine glinting in her hand. She was oblivious to the fact that her words were streaming live to the world. "Oh, come on," she said with a dismissive wave, her voice dripping with sarcasm. "My daughter thinks flipping houses makes her some big shot. She couldn't handle medical school, so now she's just drifting, pretending she's got it all together." The text from my cousin Leela had come through an hour earlier, urgent and apologetic. "You need to see this. I'm so sorry." Attached was a link to her latest live stream, part of her quest to build a following as a lifestyle vlogger. I'd been in Seattle for a real estate seminar, miles away from our family's Sunday dinner in Portland. I was just settling into my hotel room, exhausted but hopeful, when her message lit up my screen. "My name is Nora Bennett. I'm 34, and for the past 6 years, I've been quietly footing the bill for my mother's cancer treatments. After her breast cancer diagnosis, I'd taken on her medical expenses, hospital stays, chemo, radiation, prescriptions while juggling my real estate career. No one at that dinner table knew I'd drained my savings last year to cover an experimental drug her insurance wouldn't touch. I'd driven her to every appointment, fought with insurance companies, and worked 70-hour weeks to keep my business afloat. She's such a disappointment," my mother went on, her voice sharp as she leaned toward my aunts and uncles, who nodded sympathetically. "All those dreams of being a doctor, and now she's just selling houses to people who actually made something of themselves." She laughed, a cold, cutting sound, and I heard my Uncle Ted and Aunt Clara chuckle along. Leela's camera, probably hidden in her lap to capture authentic family moments for her followers, caught every second. My mother had no clue she was being recorded, which made her words slice even deeper. "Remember when she dropped out of med school?" my mother said, turning to Aunt Clara. "Came home sobbing about how tough the exams were. Weak. And now, she acts like selling a house every few months makes her a success. The truth? I'd paused my medical education to care for her when she got sick. Real estate was a practical choice, flexible hours, decent money so I could be there for her. Every dollar I earned went to her treatments instead of my tuition." "Nora's just not built for greatness," my mother sighed, swirling her wine, the same wine I'd brought for family dinners. "Some people don't have what it takes." The stream dragged on for another agonizing minute before Leela panned away. I sat frozen in my hotel room, tears burning my cheeks. For years, I'd brushed off my mother's biting comments as her way of coping with her illness or pushing me to be better. But this was her unfiltered truth, laid bare for the world. My phone buzzed again. "Leela, I'm so sorry you saw that." I didn't realize what she was saying until it was too late. "Want me to delete it?" I stared at the screen, my fingers trembling. "No," I typed. "Keep it up. I'll call you tomorrow." When I'm back, the drive home from Seattle the next morning was a haze. I barely registered checking out of the hotel or the 3-hour trip. My mother's words looped in my head, her laughter, her scorn for the life I'd built to save hers. 6 years ago, I'd been 28, thriving in med school, on track to become a surgeon. I'd wanted to heal people, to make a mark. Then came the call that upended everything. Mom had collapsed at her office, rushed to the ER. Stage 3 breast cancer, aggressive and terrifying. "It's not fair," she'd sobbed from her hospital bed. "How will I pay for this? Insurance won't cover it all." I'd held her hand and promised we'd get through it. "I've got you, Mom." My father had died when I was 12, leaving just the two of us. Despite her sharp tongue, I thought we were a team. She'd worked double shifts to put me through school, and now it was my turn. I switched to real estate for the flexibility to manage her care. It was meant to be temporary, just until she was stable, until I could go back to med school. But temporary stretched into years. Her condition stabilized, but the costs didn't. Meds, specialists, therapy. I became her full-time advocate, battling insurance denials and researching clinical trials. "You're so strong," she'd say in rare moments of warmth, and those words kept me going through endless nights and grueling workdays. But now, staring at my steering wheel in my driveway, I realized those moments were a lie. She thought I was a failure. My phone buzzed. "Leela, I'm at the cafe on Hawthorne. Ready when you are." I grabbed a folder from my bag labeled Mom's Medical, a detailed record of every payment I'd made over 6 years. Hospital bills, insurance premiums, pharmacy receipts, all organized for taxes. I'd never imagined it would become proof of my betrayal. I texted Leela, "Be there in 10. The cafe was bustling, but Leela's neon pink hoodie stood out. At 18, she was a whirlwind of energy and guilt. "Nora, I'm so sorry," she said as I sat down. "I didn't know she'd go off like that. I was just streaming our dinner for content, and then Aunt Eleanor started trashing you." "It's not your fault," I said, cutting her off. "Actually, I owe you." She blinked, confused. "For what?" I slid the folder across the table and opened it, revealing years of financial records. "For showing me who she really is." Leela's jaw dropped as she scanned the documents. Tens of thousands of dollars in payments, appointments, insurance battles. "This is over 150,000, she whispered, closer to 180,000. I corrected. I put med school on hold for her. My savings, my relationships, my dreams, everything. And she calls me a drifter." Leela's shock turned to fury. "And she has the nerve to call you a failure? That's disgusting." I nodded, a strange calm settling over me. I thought her criticism was her way of motivating me, that deep down she was grateful. I was wrong. "So what now?" Leela asked, her eyes wide. I took back the folder, my resolve hardening. "I'm done. I've already started the paperwork to pull myself off her accounts." "You're not going to confront her?" "What's the point? She'll just gaslight me, say I'm overreacting." I pulled out my phone and opened my banking app. I've been saving a little each month to go back to med school. I was going to use it for her next treatment cycle. Not anymore. As I spoke, I transferred the funds 12,000 into a new account for myself. The act felt like cutting a chain. "Wow," Leela said softly. "You're really doing this?" "I've never been sure," I said, my voice steady. I showed her an email from the medical school I'd applied to months ago, an acceptance I'd nearly declined because of Mom's latest treatment plan. "I start in January. No more delays." Leela grinned and squeezed my hand. "I'll send you the full video, just in case." As we parted, I felt lighter, like I'd shed a weight I'd carried for years. The guilt I'd braced for didn't come. Instead, there was clarity, purpose, a sense of myself I hadn't felt since I was 28. The next day, I called the insurance company. "I'd like to remove myself as the guarantor for Eleanor Bennett's accounts," I said. The representative hesitated. "May I ask why?" "Personal reasons," I replied. "I'm no longer responsible for her payments after this month. Without your support, her premiums will increase significantly, and her coverage may change," he warned. "I understand. Please send a formal letter detailing the changes to her address. I want her to be fully informed." I knew what I was doing. The letter would arrive in a few days, giving me time to finalize my plan before she realized what was happening. My phone had been buzzing with texts from my mother since I'd missed her morning appointment. "Where are you?" "The pharmacy declined my refill." "Fix this now. Nora, answer me." Each message fueled my determination. I silenced her notifications and got to work. By evening, I'd untangled most of my financial ties to her, canceled joint accounts, updated payment plans, redirected bills. Then I drafted an email to my extended family. "Dear family, after careful thought, I will no longer manage or fund my mother's medical care. For 6 years, I've covered her expenses, over $180,000 in treatments, insurance, and appointments, while pausing my own dreams. This decision is personal, but I want you to know, as she may need support moving forward. Attached is a record of everything I've done. If you'd like to help, I'm happy to share details." This wasn't easy, but it's necessary. Best Nora. I attached a spreadsheet documenting every dollar, every hour, every sacrifice. Leela sent me the full live stream video, which I saved in 3 places: my laptop, my cloud, and a USB drive. I wasn't sure how I'd use it, but I wanted it ready. The doorbell jolted me that night. Through the peephole, I saw my mother, her face twisted with rage. "Nora, open this door," she shouted. "I know you're in there." I stayed still, my pulse racing. "You missed my appointment. My meds aren't covered. What are you doing?" I spoke through the door, my voice firm. "I'm done, Mom. You'll get a letter from the insurance company soon. Read it." "What are you talking about?" "Open the door." No, the word felt like freedom. "I saw the video, Mom," I heard. "What do you think of me?" "We're done." She went quiet, then erupted. "Is this about money? After all I've done for you?" I almost laughed. "Goodbye, Mom. Don't come back." Her shouting faded as I walked away, returning to my laptop to finish the email. With each click, I felt lighter, like I was reclaiming my life. The backlash was swift. My phone lit up with messages. Aunt Clara called me heartless. Uncle Ted said I was ungrateful. Cousin Mark urged me to work it out with Mom. Only Leela and my great-aunt Helen seemed to get it. Helen's text was brief. "You're brave, Nora. Call if you need me." I blocked my mother's number, then muted the relatives who didn't bother asking for my side. The silence was a relief. 3 days later, I sat in the admissions office at Portland Medical College, finalizing my enrollment for January. "Your prior coursework is solid," the advisor said. "You'll need a refresher exam to place you." "I'm ready," I said, excitement bubbling up. "I've been studying." Walking across campus, I felt at home for the first time in years. Real estate would take a backseat, fewer clients, higher value properties, maybe an assistant, but without Mom's expenses, I could make it work. At home, I found a letter from the insurance company, misaddressed to me. It outlined Mom's new, higher premiums and reduced coverage. I should have felt guilty. Instead, I felt justified. Leela called that night. "Your mom's spinning a story in the family chat," she said. "Says you're having a breakdown, that your business is failing, and that's why you're acting out." I sighed. "She's predictable." "What else?" She didn't know I was still in the chat. "She's moving in with Aunt Clara temporarily to sort out her medical stuff." "Of course," I said. "She always finds someone to bail her out." I opened my laptop, staring at the video file. I could post it, expose her to everyone, but did I need to? The family members buying her lies weren't worth my energy. I closed the laptop and moved on. 2 weeks later, I was deep in exam prep when the confrontation came. I just finished showing a condo in Lake Oswego when I saw them in my rearview mirror. Mom and Aunt Clara waiting by Mom's car. I considered driving off, but they'd seen me. I stepped out, keys in hand. "Nora, we need to talk," my mother said, her voice syrupy. Up close, she looked tired, her makeup uneven, her cane more prominent than usual, a calculated prop. "I have nothing to say," I replied. Aunt Clara stepped in. "Your mother's struggling, Nora. Her meds are unaffordable, and she can't see her specialists. Is this really what you want?" "What I want," I said, my voice steady. "I wanted respect. I wanted credit for 6 years of sacrifice. I wanted a mother who didn't call me a weak drifter behind my back." My mother's eyes widened. "What are you talking about?" "I saw Leela's video, Mom. The live stream from dinner." I heard every word. Her face flickered with panic, then hardened. "You're blowing this out of proportion." I was just venting. "Families do that," and Clara frowned. "What video, Eleanor?" "Ask her," I said, nodding at my mother. "Or don't. It doesn't change my decision." My mother's tone shifted to desperation. "I'm your mother, Nora. After everything I've done, you're abandoning me when I'm sick?" Anger flared, 6 years of resentment spilling out. "Everything you've done? I gave up med school for you. I spent $180,000 on your care. I managed every appointment, every bill, while you called me a failure. I sent the family proof, every payment, every sacrifice. so don't play the victim. Aunt Clara looked at my mother, doubt creeping in. Eleanor, what's she talking about? My mother ignored her, pleading. I'm sorry if I upset you, but this is too much. I could die without proper care. I know, I said calmly. I gave you 6 years of the best care possible. Now it's someone else's turn. I turned to Aunt Clara. She's with you now, right? Has she asked for money yet? Driven her to appointments? Picked up her meds? Aunt Clara's silence spoke volumes. That's what I thought, I said, heading to my car. This isn't over. My mother shouted. You can't ditch family. I paused at my door. You're right, family doesn't ditch family. But family also doesn't tear each other down or use each other. So who really walked away first? I drove off, her voice fading. In my rearview, I saw her arguing with Aunt Clara. Some things never changed, but I had. 3 months flew by. I aced my refresher exam, enrolled in the accelerated medical program, and streamlined my real estate business. I hired Mia, a sharp grad student, to handle admin tasks. It wasn't easy, late nights, scheduling chaos, moments of doubt, but every step forward felt right. My family drama settled into a tense stalemate. After our parking lot showdown, Aunt Clara called me apologetic. I didn't know what you'd been through, she said over coffee. Eleanor made it sound like you were just stubborn. I should have asked you. It's okay, I said, meaning it. She's good at playing the martyr. The Portland Real Estate Gala wasn't usually my thing, too busy with mom's care to attend, but this year, my broker nominated me for the Perseverance Award for agents who thrive despite personal challenges. You're a lock, my colleague Sam said. Closing $1 million deals while starting med school. That's unstoppable. I didn't think I'd win, but I was excited to go to celebrate my new chapter. Dressed in a sleek emerald gown, my first big splurge in years, I mingled at the gala, sipping champagne and catching up with industry friends. My phone buzzed during a chat with a top broker, but I ignored it, savoring the moment. When it buzzed again, I checked it. 6 missed calls from an unknown number and a text from Leela on her dad's phone. Emergency. Mom's in the hospital. Call me. My stomach sank. I stepped into a quiet hall and called. Nora, I'm sorry, Leela said, her voice shaky. Your mom fell, maybe a reaction to new meds. She's asking for you. Is she okay? I asked, waiting for the old guilt to hit. It came, but it was softer, less consuming. She's stable, but they're keeping her overnight. My dad made me call. I heard fumbling, then Uncle Greg's voice. Nora, I know things are rough, but your mom needs you. The doctors need her medical history. The gala crowd was moving to the main room for awards. I'm at a work event, I said. I'll come after, in about 2 hours. This is your mother, Greg snapped. Whatever party you're at can wait. The old Nora would have caved, but not now. I'll be there soon, I said firmly. Tell the doctors I'll answer their questions then. Thanks for being there, Greg. I hung up, caught my reflection in a mirror poised, confident, and rejoined the gala. And the Perseverance Award goes to Nora Bennett. The room cheered as I froze, stunned. Sam grinned as I walked to the stage, the crystal trophy heavy in my hands. At the podium, I looked out at the crowd. Thank you, I said, my voice clear. This is overwhelming. The last 6 years tested me, balancing a career with family responsibilities. There were days I didn't think I'd make it. I thought of nights spent on insurance calls, mornings rushing to showings after hospital visits. But real estate taught me resilience, adapting, problem solving, pushing through. Those skills carried me through personal challenges and brought me back to my first love, medicine. The crowd stirred, intrigued. I'm now in medical school, chasing my dream of becoming a surgeon while serving my clients. This award isn't just for my work, it's proof we can rewrite our stories, no matter the odds. Thank you. Applause followed me back to my seat. Colleagues swarmed me after, asking about my medical journey, genuinely inspired. By PM, I checked my phone. More missed calls from Greg, a text from Leela. She's fine. No rush. At the hospital, I found my mother in a bed, alert, with Greg and Leela nearby. Finally, she sneered. Nice of you to show up. I came after my event, I said, setting my bag down, the trophies box peeking out. How are you? How do you think? I could have died, and you were off partying, Greg coughed. The doctors adjusted her meds. She'll go home tomorrow. Good, I said, neutral. I'm glad it's not serious. My mother's frustration boiled over. This is your fault. My new insurance is garbage. My meds are too expensive. My doctors don't know me. I'm sorry, it's tough, I said. Adjusting to new providers is hard, is that it? She snapped. After ruining my life? I glanced at Leela, who nodded slightly. Mom, I gave you 6 years. I paused my dreams, spent $180,000, managed your care all while you called me a drifter. You laughed at the career that funded your survival, Greg frowned. What's she talking about, Eleanor? Leela spoke up. The video, Dad. From dinner. I recorded Mom talking about Nora. She didn't tell you. My mother's face drained. That's irrelevant. Nora's twisting it to justify abandoning me. I set the trophy on the table, its engraving gleaming. Perseverance, Nora Bennett. I won this tonight, I told Greg, for building a business while supporting Mom for 6 years financially, medically while she trashed me. Greg's eyes widened, shifting to my mother's guilty expression. I'm not here to fight, I said. I came to make sure you're okay and answer the doctor's questions. I don't wish you harm, Mom. I just can't keep giving up my life for someone who doesn't value it. Silence hung heavy. My mother stared at the trophy, speechless. I need to go, I said. Early class tomorrow. Leela, need a ride? As we left, I heard Greg questioning my mother, his tone sharp. The confrontation I dreaded was unfolding without me. 3 months later, I stood in my white scrubs, confidently setting a patient's 4 under my instructor's watchful eye. Nice work, Bennett, she said. Your skills are sharp, thanks, I grinned. It's all coming together. After my shift, I checked my phone. A text from Leela. Your med school interview's blowing up online, 30K views. The Portland Medical Review had published a piece on my career shift, highlighting how real estate honed my skills for medicine. Both require precision, empathy, and boundaries, I'd said, and both taught me to stand up for myself. Driving home, my phone rang. Uncle Greg. Nora, it's me, he said, tentative. I saw your interview. It's impressive, thanks, I said, wary. Your mom saw it too. I think seeing you in scrubs hit her. You're really doing it, becoming a surgeon. I parked, letting his words sink in. I'm proud of you, he added. And I'm sorry I didn't see the truth sooner. Tears pricked my eyes. That means a lot, Greg. After we hung, I sat in my driveway, reflecting. My mother and I hadn't spoken, and I was okay with that. I didn't need her approval anymore. My worth came from my patients' smiles, my professor's praise, the trophy on my shelf beside my textbooks. Inside, I glanced at the medical journals on my table. Tonight, I'd study. Tomorrow, I'd show a penthouse downtown. My life was full, mine, and every step forward was a victory. Greg's call was a bonus, not a necessity. My mother's reckoning or lack thereof didn't define me. I'd claimed my future, my truth, and that was enough.